showing them like in the spots that they're at, so kind of more like a plant tour. So I might do that whenever I do an apartment tour. So just stay tuned for that. I know I've been taking a long time to even get around to the apartment tour, but I just went home this past week and I got like my bar stools and a couple different things that I've been waiting to like accumulate and bring here. So that's that. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started with the first plant that I ever purchased. So I started my plant journey whenever I was still living at home a couple of months ago. I think like around February or maybe January. So this plant right here is a philodendron heart leaf, and this is in the color lemon lime. Now there's a little damage on one of these, but I love this plant. It's so cute and it's grown a lot since I got it. Whenever I first got it, there was not any of these like little guys up here. This has more like deeper greens in it and a different unique pattern. And whenever these ones grow in, if you can tell, the stem is a little bit more like kind of an orangey yellow and almost like a pinkish tone too, if you look really closely. But I just seriously adore this plant so much. And I like how it sits. Like, I'm for sure gonna make a video showing you guys like where it sits, because right now it looks kind of like a hot mess. But like everywhere I display them, I feel like it's more intentional, and I try to make it like make sense, you know what I mean? So like that's how that one would usually sit. Like that's the view that you would see. So love, love, love the Brazil. And those are vining plants. Now the last like philodendron technically that I have is this one right here. Now philodendron is not just heart leaf shaped. There's lots of other shapes of philodendron too. This one I believe is called a deja vu. There's not much like research on it. Like whenever I would look up like what a deja vu is, I don't know, maybe if you guys want to try to look that up, you'll see what I mean. But it looks like kind of similar to a jungle boogie, but it's not a jungle boogie, and it's also not a, I think the word was like Xandu. It's Xandu. I don't think it's a Xandu either. I'm pretty sure it is a not jungle boogie. I'm pretty sure it is a deja vu though. So this leaf right here is the newest one. It's a little bit lighter green than the rest, if you can tell. Like whenever it first comes in, it's like very, very light green, like almost like a lime kind of color. But I just love this plant, and I feel like the shape of it, it's so cute. It's so hard to show. But like the shape of the leaf is very like, you can hold it in the palm of your hand almost like this. And it just like reminds me of a feather, or just something very delicate and beautiful and feminine. So I love, love, love. I'll say that about all my plants though, that I love them all. These leaves are very sensitive, like especially the new one, like it's very thin. And I like how this like shoots out super severely over here. It just is like a funky, it's just like a funky gal, you know what I'm saying? And I love this pot as well. It's this dark, it almost looks brown, like a brownish charcoal kind of color. And I also like how it like shoots up right here. These little like spiky looking thingies. That's like where it comes out of. It like blooms from the center. And this one is so cute that it's just like dangling down. So yeah, love this one. And this one I keep this one on a little like rock tray with white rocks. I do that for some of my plants. Technically it's called like a pebble tray, and it's supposed to help increase humidity of your plant a little bit, like from the soil level, you know. I don't know that it makes that much of a difference. I think it just attracts fungus gnats, if we're being honest. Yeah. Let me clean up my space. Alright, so the next plant is a fern. So this one is one of my favorites because it's the most different one that I have, I feel like. So look at how cute she is. This gives me very much anime vibes, like a fake, like animated world, you know what I mean? Like in a cartoon, I feel like you would see something like this. And just the way it grows is so beautiful. But this is an asparagus fern, or a Ming fern, M-I-N-G. And this pot I got at home whenever I lived in Georgia. It's so pretty. I originally, if you guys know anything about plants, I think the one that I was gonna get is like the Chinese, I don't know if it's called Chinese money tree. There's another word for it. I can't think of it right now, but it's like a bunch of like some really like cinematic pretty shots with my plants, so just, I guess, stay tuned for a video like that. Maybe I should have done that instead of like a sitting down video, but I don't know, y'all. I just was not in the mood to like edit and do all that stuff today because I've been having a rough time out here, okay? Okay, next up is another fern, the only other fern I have. So this is a bird's nest fern, and it all grows from the center right there. They shoot out from the center, and I love this plant. It kind of moves around a lot. I just love how curly it is. I feel like it's kind of hard to show this stuff, you guys. But I really like this pot. I just got it from like Home Depot or something, or Lowe's. I forget which one. I think Home Depot though. And it gives very much like, obviously it's terracotta, but it reminds me of like Arizona or a place where there's a lot of that kind of art. You know what I mean? Does that make any sense at all? Like Spanish tiles on a roof that are this color. That's the energy that this one gives me. So yeah, I love her. It does give spider energy a little bit, which like I don't love that part of it, but I do like that it's curly. And she's just a very different plant that I have, and I like the texture that she offers this space. And I keep this one like right by my window too. It's on this little table. Okay, I'm getting dirt on the carpet. Reporting live from the carpet. We got dirt. Next, let me see. I hope this doesn't knock over my microphone. Okay, good. So this one is the only pothos that I have. I don't know if people pronounce it pothos or pothos. I prefer saying pothos. But this is the marble queen. Now this one has not grown a ton since I got it. I feel like if you check out that first video that I mentioned and that I'm linking down below, it does look different. This is a new leaf that like finally came out. Like it was very dormant for the entire time that I had it. Like this little leaf right here coming out, it was even more inside of its sheath, like that much was covered up and only that little bit was like sticking out. And there was a couple different ones in here that looked like that. But I also gave it like plant food recently. If you guys watched my haul, it was like my Walmart haul that I did. I picked up a plant food, and I have noticed that now the pothos is sticking up a lot more. Like it's a lot more like raised up, so I guess it is growing. There's not a ton of new leaves though, but it's okay. But I think this one is so pretty as well. I really like the growth pattern of these guys. Like they kind of shoot out like an L shape, if that makes sense. Whereas the philodendron is more of like a vine that like does whatever the heck it wants. This will do whatever the heck it wants to, but it's a lot more like it all shoots off from the same like stem and then comes up. So it just is like a different aesthetic kind of look to it. If you can like see what I'm talking about right there. But yeah, I would love to get, I almost bought one the other day, but I resisted. It's called a neon pothos. This is the marble queen variety, but the neon one is similar to the lemon lime philodendron, but it's like straight up like even brighter than that. It's very beautiful. I still might get it at some point, but not now. And I just love the bell shape again, this kind of pot. Next up, I think I might get up and start getting some of these. So this is actually the other pothos that I have. Look at, plants are my soil mates. This one is not growing a ton either. I think it's grown a little bit since I got it, and I also just used that plant food as well for the first time on it. I just don't think it really likes this container very much. It definitely doesn't get a lot of like aeration in it, and yeah. But this is the pothos in joy, like letter N and then joy. I really like this one. I like that it trails off like that. This is the kind of the characteristic that I'm talking about whenever it comes to pothos. Like, this is like what they do. And I used to hate that. Like, I thought it was very stiff and like didn't really make sense. But now I really have come to like it. But this one does look a little bit similar to this. But if you notice, like, these are a lot more like white. And they have a more like circular kind of shape to them from the center, whereas these ones are more like speckled. You know what I mean? Like, they're definitely different plants. But these, I've noticed, like, the leaves don't get super big. Like, even whenever they're like on a big old plant, like a big old bushy plant, they still like keep this kind of smaller shape, but these do like get bigger. So just something to note. But I think this one is so gorgeous. I got this one for $3.50 at the greenhouse, and it was just like this little cutting and a little thing. Honestly, it definitely has grown a lot more. I think I'm not really giving it enough credit, but I also just switched its location so that it would hopefully get some more light, and I think that's been helpful too. Next up, look at these nasty gnat traps. Let's try to ignore that for a second. But this is an alocasia. Now, alocasia are known to die very easily. Honestly, this is doing super, super well. I think, look how shiny it is. Like, that is a hydrated ass leaf. Holy shit. Thumbnail. I don't know, y'all. Should we try? I don't know. We'll figure it out later. But they need a lot of humidity. They're a tropical plant, and I have not been able to give it what it needs. But recently, like, it has started growing more. I started giving more like growth plant food to it as well. And also, since it's summer now, pretty much, it is hotter in here during the day. And whenever I'm not at my house, like, or my apartment, I'll turn the air up to like 73, and I think it likes that more than like 68 or 69. So I can tell it's like doing some different stuff. But yeah, I love this. And with the alocasia, whenever there's a new leaf that comes in, it usually drops a leaf and like it dies off. You know what I mean? So we're down to 2. We started at 5, and it just is what it is. But I think she's beautiful, and I love this like bright veining in it. And these are also pretty velvety. Now, these are the worst with fungus gnats. Like, I think it's just this bark that I got at the store that I bought this. Like, they potted it for me. There's a ton of bark in it, and I noticed none of my other plants really get fungus gnats except for the ones with the bark in it. So eventually I'll probably end up repotting this one, but for right now I don't want to disturb it, because alocasias are very sensitive to like getting replanted, I think, repotted. So that is that one. Next alocasia that I have, this is the last alocasia that I have. This leaf looks like it's on its last leg, but it just won't die off. It's so confusing. It even looks like it's like kind of rotted at the end, but it's same with this one. But like, these 3 are thriving and doing incredibly well. This is the newest leaf right here. It's very dark. So this is the black velvet alocasia. I don't know if I already said that or not. I love the pot that it's in. I think this is called like a honey pot or something like that. And there's a new one growing in, I believe, but the tips of it are like kind of black and burnt, if you can see. So I don't know like what the heck happened, or if they're still gonna come in okay. I hope they do. just don't know why they're like burnt like that. It looks like there's two in here. But the way that an alocasia grows is from a bulb, and like they kind of, let me do it with my hands, it makes more sense that way. They kind of like overlap each other like that, so then a new one will like grow out, and then another new one will grow out, and then like from this one a new one will like grow out. So it's very like they encase each other, if that makes sense. So you can tell like the oldest leaf is definitely this one right here, because of the way that you see like the growth pattern, and then this one, then this one, this one, this one. So does that make sense? But yeah, I love this one so much. It's a very shocking, stunning plant. Very, very beautiful. Love the veining as well in this. And these are very, very velvety. Like, of course it's called black velvet. I'm looking at a fungus gnat right now. This, I have not lost a single leaf since I got it. I'm shocked. I guess this one is just maybe more of a hardy plant than my other alocasia. The other one is definitely way more sensitive. That one is. So, but that is that one. And then we have a couple more, and then this video will be done. I know it's a lot. This one I just watered, so it's still looking a little kind of janky and curled up, so don't judge her. But this is a scindapsus or scindapsus, I don't know how to say it. Scindapsus pictus exotica, I believe is the name of this one. So it has silver on it. It's probably a lot easier to see in person, like the sheen of it, but it definitely is silvery. And they curl up like that whenever they're too dry and they need water. So yeah, I just watered it today. I've been out of town. So, and then look at this new guy coming in. How exciting is that? Fantastic. And then this was the most recent leaf, so it's a little bit of a lighter green color than the rest of these. Checking for pest, checking for pest. So this is so beautiful to me. I love how thick the like kind of stem area is on this plant, and it's another trailing plant as well. And I have it bobby pinned in here. I don't know if you can see it all. You probably can't. Yeah, back there there's a bobby pin, because whenever there's like, this is called a node, and that's like where the roots grow out of. And if you're gonna propagate and cut a plant to like grow a new plant, you'll cut like below the node. But like I've read, if you put the node in the soil, it gives it an opportunity to like root in there and create a new like growth point. So that's what I did with that, because the stem was like dangling out of the pot and it kind of looked ridiculous. So I kind of wanted to make it more compact, and it's pushed out a brand new leaf since then, and it's doing really well, so I'm very excited about that. And I've also really liked this little pot that it's in too. That white patina, I think that's just like mineral buildup or something, and it happens over time. So that is my scindapsus, whatever you want to call it, pictus exotica. Now we have one more plant that I will grab, and then the other one is back there if you guys want to check out this one over here. It's my philodendron heartleaf. I think they're called like heteroecium or something, but this one is on my Instagram in a little like plant reel that I made. If you guys want to check that out, I'll link my Instagram down below in this video. And I'm like holding it in the video. It's so beautiful. I just don't want to like disturb it right now because it's very like placed, you know what I mean? But I'll go grab this one, and then we will be done with all the plants. Maybe I'll even show you my little propagation thing, and then we'll be done. 1 second, y'all. So this is my monstera. So this has gotten so much bigger since I first got it. I think it is so beautiful. It's definitely started to like spread out more recently. Whenever I first got it, it was a lot more compact, but it's definitely grown a lot. I love this plant. I bought it for like $18, and it's one of my biggest plants that I have, other than that vining plant over there on that shelf in the background. But this just brings me so much joy, and it's so easy to care for. I mean, I've overwatered it a little bit because if you can see like the yellow on there, it like got overwatered and it was like yellow, and then it started to like get crunchy and dried up, like on the stem part where it like branches out of, like where it grows out of. That part is kind of screwed up, but it's okay. I like can't even get in the frame with it. But yeah, and I got this pot from Goodwill. And I went to a different Goodwill to look for a pot on a different day, and I found this exact same one for that plant back there, but it had a lot more like pretty patina on it, like this mineral buildup, and it's kind of like a shape, and it's so beautiful and looks more like classic and old. So I definitely will show you guys that eventually in a different video. But for now, that is it. For my plant collection, y'all. It is such a joy having plants, taking care of plants, and it just like makes me feel not depressed, you know what I'm saying? Like having a more green space brings life into it. It's so much fun. If you're not into plants, you should try. It's a good time. I love it. So that is it, you guys. I will show you the last little like propagation thing, and then we'll head out, like I said a million times already. But this is what that plant back there looks like. This leaf is not doing well, yikes. But yeah, I'm trying to like propagate it. I probably should have like cut more propagations instead of leaving the whole vine, but I think it looks kind of cool anyways, just like chilling like this. So it's definitely like growing some roots in there. Alright, my mom's calling me, y'all. I'm gonna peace out. I love y'all. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you all in my next video. Bye, guys.